Imagine waking up, looking in the mirror, and realizing you have spent the last 3 days living as a violent vigilante, or a middle-aged fisherman, or a teenage girl obsessed with pop stars. This premise underpins the series Kill Me, Heal Me, mapping out the weight of dissociative identity disorder, or DID. Its origins lie in profound, inescapable trauma that makes the reality of a single life too heavy to bear. When a child experiences abuse so severe that a single mind cannot process it, the psyche acts like an object under crushing pressure. It fragments. It distributes the unbearable pain across separate, compartmentalized identities, so the core self can survive the environment. For years, the protagonist, Cha Do-yen, treats these fragments as monstrous invaders. His strategy is focused on suppression, sedating them or attempting to destroy them to regain control of his life. But if these fragments were created specifically to keep the body alive, it becomes impossible to heal by declaring war on the very pieces that ensured survival. A psychiatrist named Oh Ri-jin introduces a different approach. Faced with a patient whose mind is an active war zone, she moves past medication and suppression. She sits down and actively listens to the fragments themselves. She starts with Shinsegi. He is the most volatile identity, a protective figure who absorbs the host's unmanageable rage and holds the specific memories of the childhood abuse. Segi's aggression functions as a form of boundary setting. He fights back because the core identity as a traumatized child lacked the physical and emotional power to do so. Rather than fearing him, the psychiatrist acknowledges the immense psychological burden he carries on behalf of the host. She validates his existence and the pain he has endured. Destructive, terrifying symptoms on the outside are frequently just deeply misguided survival instincts begging to be understood. Other identities serve as emotional shock absorbers. Perry Park, a jovial older man who likes fishing and building improvised explosives, represents a longing for a happy childhood and a stable father figure. Then there is Anyona, a teenage girl who absorbs psychological agony by obsessively deflecting it. She channels despair into trivial, manic teen interests, creating a chaotic distraction from the underlying pain. These identities match specific empty spaces the host is missing, like courage or joy. Born in intense trauma, they eternally relive the past, unaware the danger has passed. By providing these fragments the love and boundaries they were denied, the mind finally unifies. Lasting clinical change comes from offering these disruptive traits the comfort and resolution they never received, rather than attempting to silence them. In the treatment of DID, the clinical end goal is a process known as integration. Integration involves these fragments willingly merging back into the host identity. It is a synthesis of all the experiences and traits the psyche had previously split apart. When the emotional pain is acknowledged and the protector's purpose is fulfilled, the heavy psychological shields drop. Those fractured facets combine to form a single, unified whole. While this story dramatizes a rare psychological condition, the underlying mechanics apply to everyone. We all possess fragmented defense mechanisms born from our own past pain. You likely have a part of yourself that resorts to chronic people-pleasing to avoid conflict, or a fragment that flares into anger when you feel criticized. You might have a habit of emotional avoidance the second things get difficult. Wholeness is not achieved by amputating these messy, broken parts of the self. Your anger, your anxiety, and your avoidance all showed up to protect you when you were vulnerable. You heal by thanking them for their service and bringing them home. Radical self-love is the cure for internal division. If you found value in this breakdown of narrative psychology, subscribe for more. We explore the stories behind the human mind every week. Thanks for watching.